just. Because he says if you cry out to him, he will come and he will be quick to save you. And at my time, I called out to God. I said, God, I'm tired of this stuff. I'm tired of the meth. I'm tired of the games. I'm tired of all this. And I ended up in jail. So it was a good thing though, because God, I started praying again. I started reading my Bible. I started fasting. I started witnessing in jail. I started telling people about Jesus. And this whole time, everybody was worried about their case, and I said, you know what? I don't worry about it no more, because you know what? God, I'm in God's hands, and I believed it, and I trust in it. And just like all things, He does all things for His purpose. And as I was going to jail, I was ready to go to trial, and this whole time I was just believed in God. I just believed in God. You know what? Just give me fruit here. Since I'm here, I might as well just preach and teach and do whatever you have for me. So I started preaching and teaching, and as I was ready to go to trial, they came up to me and said, well, you know what? They threw a probation plea on me. And they wanted to give me 5 years with no anything else. You're getting 5 years. But yet I got probation. And as I signed for my probation plea, some guy goes, how did you get that? He goes, I signed today, and he got 2.5 years, and he got less charges. And I said, because I believe in God, and I trust in God. Whatever happened. Oh, yeah. I got out. I was going to church. I've been clean ever since. Going to church, and then I went to go get sentenced, and he gave me another 6 more months. And I'm like, okay, God, it's your purpose. I know it's your purpose. I started going to the tents. I started doing the same thing. I kept going to church, telling people about Jesus, witnessing. And one day I was like, you know what? I need to learn more, God. You need to help me, God. So I started praying and fasting. And all of a sudden Michael came in. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, it's because of you I'm in here. And we had a really good relationship. We're teaching and preaching. And God just gave me a lot of fruit in there. And that fruit is yours too, because of your prayers and because of you guys. And God says, don't muzzle the ox. Don't muzzle the ox. And that means you need to help him, whatever he has. Help him out, whatever he needs. Because he's doing the work of God in there. And I know he was, because he was preaching. He was telling people, he's bringing people to the Lord. And when people do that, you got to say, that's part of me. That's part of it. When David went out to the raids, when he went out and did these raids, party raids, and he came back, some of the guys says, why are you giving it to the guys that stayed behind? It's because they are a part of it. They stayed behind and protected their family. And it's the same thing. You need to do the same thing for him. Because he's out there doing the trenches and doing the work. Trusting him. You're all part of that. All you guys. Those that are staying behind and praying. Those that are helping out. Even if you're just sending a letter. That's mighty works. Guys in there that are hoping just to hear from one postcard. I had guys tell me, I haven't got one postcard. I haven't got one visit. And when they get that visit, when they get that postcard, you just see their faces when they light up. You're like, I got a postcard, I got this. And they're happy. And when you show the love of God, God says, how do you know who my people are? It's how they love each other. Jesus loves you guys, and He knows your hearts. Trust in Him, believe in Him, and God bless you. And I want to thank you guys all for your prayers, for helping me out for my walk, for Michael, for all these, for his wife, just holding up. Thank God. Thank you. God bless you guys, and I really appreciate you guys more than you understand. Because when I got postcards, when I got visits, it felt good. It felt really good because that somebody's really out there for us. And when you believe in God, sometimes you feel like you're alone in there. You feel like you're alone because all you hear is all this negative talk, this garbage, this drugs, and all these things. When I get out, I'm gonna drink, I'm gonna do this, and that's all you hear. You don't want to hear that. You just want to, I just want to go to church. I want to get out and go to church, believe in God. And I know when I get out, I'm going to go to church. I know I'm going to hear from God. And I walk in here, and I felt the Spirit of God in here. I felt people talking. I know the Spirit of God is in here. God bless you guys. Thank you. Pastor.